आज पढ़ेंगे चैप्टर 3 एनसीईआरटी क्लास 11 इमर्जिंग ट्रेंड्स। ये थ्योरेटिकल चैप्टर है, बट इसे भी पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि क्वेश्चन यहाँ से भी बनते हैं। तो बिना देरी किए स्टार्ट करते हैं। हम्म, इस चैप्टर में ना क्या क्या पढ़ेंगे पहले वो देख लेते हैं, ठीक। तो इस चैप्टर में आप पहले इंट्रोडक्शन, एआई के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, फिर बिग डाटा के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, फिर आईओटी के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, फिर क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, फिर ग्रिड कंप्यूटिंग, फिर ब्लॉकचेन के बारे में, सब सारे चीज के बारे में थ्योरेटिकल चीज यहाँ पे होंगे। तो और यहाँ पे इस थ्योरी से भी एक वन लाइनर क्वेश्चन आ जाते हैं मोस्ट ऑफ द कॉम्पिटेटिव एग्जाम में। पहले इंट्रोडक्शन का क्या है कि कंप्यूटर हैव बीन अराउंड फॉर क्यूट सम टाइम नाउ। न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी इनिशिएटिव इमर्जेज विद ईच पासिंग डे, मतलब हर डे डे बाय डे न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी आती है। इन ऑर्डर टू अंडरस्टैंड द एग्जिस्टिंग टेक्नोलॉजी and have to better view of the developments around us, we keep an eye on the emerging trends। मतलब क्या क्या चीजें बहुत तेजी से फैल रही है, इन सब चीजों पे हमें फोकस करना चाहिए। Many new technology are introduced almost every day. Some of these do not succeed and fade away over the time। कुछ मतलब डेली निकल रही है कुछ ना कुछ चीजें, बट कुछ चीजें सक्सेस होती है, कुछ चीजें सक्सेस नहीं होती है। Some of these new technology prosper and persist over the time, gaining attention from users। Emerging trends are state-of-the-art technologies which gain popularity and set a new trend among users। ये इमर्जिंग ट्रेंड जो मतलब आई और अपने आप में ट्रेंड करेगा ये अपने यूजर्स के लिए, और ये बहुत ही फेमस हो गई। In this chapter, we will learn about some emerging trends that will make a huge impact in the future on digital economic and interaction in the digital social societies। बात करके एआई, मतलब एआई मतलब सब जगह एआई है, तो बिना एआई का वो कुछ होने वाले है नहीं। सो गाइस, एआई पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है। हम्म तो हैव यू एवर अंडरस्टैंड हाउ मैप in your smartphone are able to guide you take the fastest route to your destination by analyzing real-time data such as traffic congestions? On uploading a photo on social networking site, has it ever happened that your friends in the photograph were recognized and tagged automatically? These are some of the examples of applications of artificial intelligence. The intelligent digital personal assistants like Siri, Google Now, Cortana, Alexa are powered by AI। ये सब चीज थोड़ा नाम आप थोड़ा ध्यान में रखिएगा तो सही रहेगा। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस refers to simulate the natural intelligence of human being into machines, thus making them behave intelligently। An intelligent machine is supposed to imitate some of the cognitive functions of human, like learning, decisions making, and problem solving. In order to make machines perform tasks with minimum human interventions, they are programmed to create a knowledge base and make decisions based on it। AI system can also learn from past experience or outcome to make new decisions। मतलब AI सिस्टम है कि आपने कुछ पुराने डाटा से कुछ न्यू चीज सीखे और नए आउटकम दे। व्हाट इज नॉलेज बेस्ड? Knowledge base is a store of information consisting of facts, assumptions, and rules which an AI system can use for decision making। That is called knowledge base। बात करूँ what is machine learning? Machine learning is a subsystem of AI, artificial intelligence, wherein computer have ability to learn from data using a statistical technique without being explicitly programmed by human beings। In comprise algorithm that use data to learn on their own and make predictions. These algorithms are called models, are first trained and tested using training data and tested data respectively. After successive training, once the models are able to give results to acceptable level of accuracy, they are used to make predictions about new and unknown data। NLP, नेचुरल लैंग्वेज प्रोसेसिंग, कभी कभी इसकी फुल फॉर्म भी पूछ देती है। The predictive type feature of search engine that help us by suggesting the text next word in the sentence while typing keywords and the spell checking features are example of natural language processing. It deals with the interaction between human and computers using human spoken language such as Hindi, English, etc. लोग लाइन बाय लाइन पढ़ते जाइएगा कि थ्योरेटिकल चैप्टर है, थोड़ा बोरिंग हो सकता है. In fact, it is possible to search the web or operate control your device using our voice. All this has been possible by NLP. An NLP system conforms text to speech and speech to text conversion as depicted in the figure. Machine translation is a rapidly emerging field where machines are already able to translate text from one language to another with fair amount of correctness. Another emerging application area is automated customer service where a computer software can interact with customers to serve their queries or complaint. Immersive experience. With the three dimensions videography, the joy of watching movies in theaters has reached to a new level. Video games are also being developed to provide immersive experience to the players. Immersive experience allow us to visualize, feel, and react by stimulating our senses. It enhances our interactions and involvement, making them more realistic and engaging. Immersive experience have been used in the field of training such as driving simulators, figure 3.2 देख सकते हो, and so on. Immersive experience can achieved using virtual reality and augmented reality. What is virtual reality? Everything that we can experience in our reality is perceived through our senses. From this came the idea that if we can present our sense with made up or non-real information, our perceptions of reality would also alter in response to that. VR, virtual reality is a three-dimensional computer-generated situations that simulate the real world. The user can interact with and explore the environment by getting immersed in it while interacting with objects and other actions of the user. At a present, it is achieved with the help of VR headsets. In order to make experience of VR more realistic, it promotes other sensory information like sound, smell, motion, temperature, etc. It is completely new field and found its application in gaming, military training, medical procedures, entertainment, social science, psychology, engineering, and other area where simulation is needed for a better understanding and learning. Augmented reality. The superimposition of computer generated uh, perceptual information over the existing physical surroundings is called augmented reality. ये तो देख लीजिए इसको फिर से. What is augmented reality? The superimposition of computers generated perceptual information over the existing physical surrounding is called augmented reality. It adds component of digital world to physical world, along with the associated tactile and other sensory requirements, thereby making the environment interactive and digitally manipulable. Users can access information about the nearest place with reference to their current locations. They can get information about the places and choose on the basis of users' reviews. With help of location-based AR app, travelers can access real-time information of historical places just by pointing their camera viewer find to subject as depicted figure 3.4. Location-based AR are major forms of AR app. Robotics. A robot is basically a machine capable of carrying out one or more tasks automatically with accuracy and precision. Unlike other machines, a robot is programmable by a computer, which means it can follow the instructions given through computer programs. Robots were initially conceptualized for doing repetitive industrial tasks that are boring or stressful for humans or were labor intensive. Sensors are one of the prime components of a robot. A robot can be many types such as wheeled robot, leg robots, manipulators, and humanoids. Robots that resembles humans are known as humanoid. Robots are being used in industries, medical sciences, bionics, scientific research, military, etc. Some examples are NASA Mars explores our mission. The robotic space mission to study about the planet Mars. This is the NASA Mars Explorer robot, Sophia humanoid drone. Sophia is a humanoid that uses artificial intelligence, visual data processing, facial recognition, and also imitates human gestures and facial expressions as shown in the figure 3.6. A drone is an unmanned aircraft which can be remotely controlled or fly autonomously through software controlled flight planes in their embedded system working in conjunction with onboard sensors and GPS. They are being used in many fields such as journalism, filming, and aerial photography, shipping or delivery at a short distance, disaster management, search and rescue operations, healthcare, geographic mapping, structural safety inspections, agriculture, wildlife monitoring, or poaching, beside law enforcement and border patrol. The big data with technology making an inroad into almost every spheres of our life. Our data is being produced at a colossal rate. Today, there are over a billion in internet users, and the majority of the world's web traffic is coming from smartphones. तो बस पढ़ते जाइए ऑटोमेटिक सब समझ में आएगा। देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर डाटा कितना लिखा हुआ है। 4.4 मिलियन मैसेज सेंड्स व्हाट्सएप का, स्नैपचैट, गूगल, इंस्टाग्राम, यूट्यूब, विकिपीडिया, नेटफ्लिक्स। देख सकते हैं आप यहाँ से डाटा। So that at the current place around 2 figure, at 1 billion types bytes of data created each day, and pace is increasing with the continuous evolution of the Internet of Things. This results in the generation of data sets of enormous volume and complexity called big data. Such data cannot be processed and analyzed using traditional data processing tools, as the data is not only anonymous but also unstructured, like our post, instant message, and chat photographs that we share through various sites, our tools, blog articles, news items, opinions, posts, and their comments, audio, video, chat, etc. Big data not only represents volume of data, it also involves various challenges like integration, storage, analysis, searching, processing, transfer, querying, and visualization of such data. Big data sometimes hold rich information and knowledge, which is of high business value, and therefore there is a key effort in developing software and methods to process and analyze big data. Characteristics of big data. Big data exhibit following 5 characteristics in the dictionary traditional data. ये याद रखिएगा, V for volume, V for velocity, V for variety, V for veracity, V for value. ये 5 है, तो इसका याद होना चाहिए। मतलब ये पूछ देंगे इसमें कौन सा नहीं है, तो वॉल्यूम रह सकता है, वेलोसिटी रह सकता है, वेराइटी रह सकता है, कोई एक दे दे जो नहीं हो, भी V से हो, फिर वेरासिटी हो सकता है, वैल्यू हो सकता है। तो ये 5 आपको ध्यान में रखना, V for वॉल्यूम, ये 5 भी। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, एक एग्जाम में पूछ देता है कि कौन भी मतलब इसमें नहीं है। द वॉल्यूम, द मोस्ट प्रोमिनेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स of a big data is in numerous size. It is if particular data set is of such large size that it is difficult to process it with traditional DBMS tools. It can be termed as big data. Hmm. It represents the rate at which the data and the classifications are being generated and stored. Big data has an exponentially higher rate of generation than traditional data set. Variety, it asserts that a data set has varied data such as structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. Some examples are text, image, video, web page, and so on. Veracity. Big data can be sometimes inconsistent, biased, noisy, or there can be abnormality in the data or issues with data collection method. Veracity refers to the trustworthiness of the data because in processing such incorrect data can give wrong results or mislead interpretation. Value. Big data is not only just a big pile of data, but also process to have a hidden patterns and useful knowledge which can be high business value, but there is cost of investment of resource in processing big data. We should make a primarily accurate to see the potentials of the big data in terms of value discovery, or else efforts could be in vain. Data analytics. Data analytics, the process of examining data sets in order to draw conclusion about the information that they contain the aid of specialized system and software. Data analytics technology and techniques are becoming popular day by day. They are used to used in commercial industry to enable organizations to make more informed business decisions. In the field of science and technology, it can be useful for research to verify or disprove scientific models, theories, and hypotheses. Pandas is a library of the programming language Python that can be used to tool to make data analytics much simpler. IoT is the term computer network that we are commonly used in the network computer, such as a network consists of a laptop, desktop, server, or a particular device like tablet, smartphone, smartwatch, etc. connected through wire or wireless. We can communicate between these devices using internet or LAN. Now, imagine that if our bulbs, fans, and refrigerators also become a part of this network, how will they communicate with each other? And what will they communicate? They think about the advantage and tasks they can accomplish if all these devices with smart connectivity features are able to communicate among themselves, and we are also able to communicate with them using computers or smartphones. The Internet of Things is a network of devices that have embedded hardware and software to communicate, connect, and exchange data with others devices on the same network as shown in the figure. At present, in a typical household, many devices have advanced hardware, microcontroller, and software. These devices are used in isolation from each other with maximum human interventions needed for operational directions and input data. IoT tends to bring together these devices to work in a collaborations and assist each other in creating an intelligent network of things. For example, if a microwave oven or on an air conditioner's door, loop, CCTV camera, or other such devices are enabled to connect to the internet, we can access and remotely control them on go using our smartphones. WOT, Web of Things. Internet of Things allow us to interact with different devices through internets with the help of smartphones or computers, thus creating a personal network. But to interact with n number of different devices, we need to install in different apps. We would not it be convenient to have one interface to connect all the device. The web is already being used as a system to communicate with each other. So it is possible to use the web in such a way that all the things can communicate with each other in the most efficient manner by integrating them together. Web of things allow us to web service to connect anything in the physical world beside human identity on the web. It will pay way for creating a smartphones, smart offices, a smart cities, and so on. Sensor. What happens? You will hold your mobile vertically or horizontally. This display changes vertically or horizontally with respect to the way we hold our mobile phone. This is possible with the help of two sensors, namely called accelerometers and gyroscope. ये याद रखिए ये पूछ सकता है एग्जाम में है The accelerometer sensors in the mobile phones detect the orientation of the phone. The gyroscope sensors track the rotation or twist of your hand and add information to the supply to by the accelerometer. Sensors are very commonly used as monitoring and observing elements in real-world applications. The evolution of smart electronic sensor is contributing in a large way to the evolution of IoT. It will lead to creations of new sensor-based intelligent system. A smart sensor is a device that takes input from the physical environment and use built-in computing resources to perform predefined functions upon detections of a specific input, then process data before passing it on. Smart cities. With rapid urbanization, the load on our cities are increased day by day. There are challenges in the management of resources like land, water, waste, air pollution, health sanitation, traffic congestions, public safety, security, which has all over the city infrastructure, including road, rail, bridge, electricity, subway, disaster management, sports facility, etc. These challenges are forcing many city planners around the world to look for a smarter way to manage them and make sustainable and livable. The idea of a smart city shown in the figure makes use of computers to communication technology along with the IoT manage and distribute resources efficiently. The smart city building shown here, which sensors to detect earthquake tremors and then warn nearby buildings so they can prepare themselves accordingly. The smart bridge uses wireless sensor to detect any loose bolt, cable or crack. It alerts concerned authority through the SMS. The smart tunnels also use wireless sensor to detect any leakage or congestion in the tunnel. These informations can be sent as wireless signals across network of sensors nodes to centralized computer for further analysis. Every sphere of life in a city like transportation system, power plants, water supply network, waste management, law enforcement, information systems, schools, libraries, hospitals, and other community services work in unison to optimize the efficiency of city operations and service. Now we are dealing with the cloud computing. Cloud computing emerging trend in the field of information technology where computer-based services are delivered over the Internet of Cloud and it is accessible to user from anywhere using any device. The service comprise software, hardware, database storage, etc. These resources are provided by companies called cloud service provider. Huh. Usually charge on pay per use basis like the way we पे फॉर द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी यूजेज भी मतलब जैसे हम लोग इलेक्ट्रिसिटी यूज करते हैं उसी तरह हम लोग क्लाउड डाटा स्टोर करते हैं उसकी पेमेंट पे करना पड़ता है. We already use cloud service while storing our pictures and files as a backup on internet or host to a website on the internet. Through cloud computing, a user can run a bigger applications or process a large amount of data without having any required storage or processing power on their personal computer as long as they are connected to the internet. Besides other numerous features, cloud computing offers cost-effective on-demand resources. User can while need-based resources from the cloud at a very resourceable cost. क्लाउड सर्विस यहाँ पे तीन है ना. क्लाउड सर्विस SaaS PaaS IaaS बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. क्लाउड सर्विस बेटर अभी आते हैं उस पे. क्लाउड टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्लाउड इज ए इंटरप्रेटर एवरीथिंग एज ए सर्विस. A service corresponds to any facility provided by the cloud. There are three standard model to categorize different computing service delivered through shown in the figure. There are the infrastructure, IaaS, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So पहले बात करते हैं इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सर्विस क्या है. The infrastructure provider can offer different kinds of computing infrastructure such as server, virtual machines, storage and backup facility, network component, operating system, or any other hardware or software. Using IaaS, IaaS from the cloud, a user can use the hardware infrastructure located at a remote location to configure, deploy, execute any software applications on that cloud infrastructure. They can outsource the hardware and the software on demand basis and pay per used resource. Thereby, they can save the cost of hardware and other infrastructure as well as the cost of the setting up, maintenance and security. मतलब जैसे VM की बात कर रहे हैं स्टोरेज की बैकअप फैसिलिटी ये सब IaaS के अंदर आ जाती है. रिमोट लोकेशन कॉन्फ़िगर करने की बात कर रहे हैं तो डिप्लॉय और किसी सॉफ्टवेयर के एग्जीक्यूशन के लिए हम IaaS की यूज करती है. बात करते हैं प्लेटफॉर्म एज ए सर्विस. The facility provided by cloud where a user can install and execute application huh, without worrying about the underlying infrastructure and their setup. This is setup की कोई need नहीं है इसमें. Thus a PaaS provides a platform for environment to develop कर सकते, test कर सकते, deliver software applications. Suppose we have developed a web application using MySQL and Python. To run this application online, we can avail a pre-configured Apache server from the cloud with MySQL and Python are pre-installed. Thus, we are not required to install MySQL or Python on the cloud, or nor do we need to configure web server Apache. Yes, in past, user can have complete control over the deployed application and its configurations. It provides a deployment environment for developers at much reduced cost lessening the complexity of buying and managing the underlying hardware and software. SaaS. SaaS provides demand access to application software, usually requiring a licensing or subscriptions um, by the users. While using Google Doc, Microsoft Office by Dropbox to edit a document online, we use SaaS from cloud. इसी तरफ मतलब ये पढ़ते जाइए तो समझ में आएगा क्या है मतलब user is not concerned about the installations or configuration of the software application as long as the required software is accessible. Like PaaS है, user is provided to access to the required configuration. Setting up मतलब PaaS में आपको configuration access की need पड़ेगी software, but they are using at present. In all of the above standard device models, a user can use on-demand infrastructure or a platform or software or usually charge as per use, thereby eliminating the need of the huge investing upfront for new involving organization. In order to utilize and harness the benefit of the cloud computing, government of India has embarked upon an ambitious initiative, GI Cloud, which has been named as मेघराज. ये थोड़ा ध्यान रखिएगा. हाँ, एक्चुअली क्लाउड डॉट जीओवी ग्रिड कंप्यूटिंग. देख सकते हैं ये डायग्राम. यूजर शेयरिंग द रिसोर्सेज ग्रिड रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम. ये देखिए भी समझ में आएगा. A grid is a computer network of geographical dispersed and heterogeneous computational resources as shown in the figure 3.15. Unlike cloud, which primary focus is to provide service, a grid is more applications specifications and creates a sense of virtual supercomputer with enormous processing power and storage. The constituent resource are called nodes. These different nodes are temporarily come together to solve a single large task to reach a common goal. Nowadays, countless computational nodes ranging from handheld mobile service to personal computers and workstations are connected to LAN or internet. Therefore, it is economically feasible to reuse or utilize the resources like memory as well as processing power. The grid involves opportunity to solve computationally intense scientific and research problems without actually a costly hardware. Grid can be of two types: data grid and CPU processor grid. Data grid used to manage large and distributed data when required multi-user access. मतलब ये डाटा ग्रिड लार्ज डाटा को मैनेज करते हैं एंड वो मल्टी यूजर के लिए. CPU or processor grid where processing is moved from one piece to another as needed on large tasks divided into sub-tasks and divided into various nodes of parallel processing. जब parallel processing की बात करें तो CPU की यूज होती है. Grid computing is different from IaaS cloud service. In case of IaaS cloud service, there is a service provider who rents the required infrastructure to the users. Whereas in grid का मतलब वहाँ पर रेंट लेके जो भी चार्ज लगेगा पे पर यूजर. Where in grid computing, multiple computing nodes join together to solve a common computational problem. To set up a grid by connecting numerous nodes in terms of data as well as CPU. A middleware is required to implement the distribution processor or architecture. Global toolkit. Is one of the software toolkit is for building grid and it is open source. It includes software for security, resources management, data management, communication, fault detection, operating blockchain. Blockchain traditionally we perform digital transaction by storing data in a centralized database and the transactions performed are updated one by one on the database. That is how a ticket booking website or bank operate. However, since all the data are stored on a central location, there are chance of data being hacked or the blockchain technology work on the concept of decentralized and shared database where each computer has a copy of the database. The block can thought as a secure chunk of data. मतलब blockchain मतलब बहुत security यहाँ पे होती है. The valid transactions. Each block has some data called as its header, which is visible to every other nodes, while only other owner has access to the private data of the block. Such block form a chain called blockchain. We can define the blockchain system that allow a group of connected computers to maintain a single updated and a secure ledger. Each computer or node that participates in the blockchain receives a full copy of the database. It maintains a append-only open ledgers which is updated only after all the nodes within the network authentication transactions. Safety and security of the transactions are ensured because all the members in the network keep a copy of the blockchain and so it is possible for a single moment of the network to make changes or alter the data. The most popular application of blockchain technology is digital currency. However, due to its decentralized nature with openness and security, blockchains are being seen as one of the ways to ensure transparency, accountability, efficiency in business as well as government system. For example, in healthcare, better data sharing between healthcare provider would result in higher probability of accurate diagnosis, more effective treatments, and overall increased ability of healthcare organization to deliver cost-effective care. Another potential applications can be for land registration record to avoid various disputes arising of land ownership. Claims in a blockchain-based voting system can solve the problem of vote alterations and other issues. Since everything gets stored in the ledger, voting can become more transparent and authenticate. The blockchain technology can be used in diverse sectors. इसकी समरी है एंड ये क्वेश्चन है जो आप एक बार बना लीजिएगा. कुछ इस चैप्टर में कुछ था नहीं एक्चुअली, बस एक बार रीड कर लिए ना तो काफी चीज समझ में आ गया. बस इसमें कुछ करना नहीं है. ऐसा क्वेश्चन एक दो मुश्किल से बने, एक वो भी नहीं तो और कुछ नहीं. बस उसमें सैस पैस आईएएस ये तीन थे, ये पता होना चाहिए. हम्म. और ग्रिड कंप्यूटिंग क्या है, थोड़ा ब्लॉकचेन क्या कि ब्लॉकचेन में एक लेजर होते हैं तो मतलब बहुत सिक्योर होते हैं. तो ये सब चीजें बस एक बार रीड कर लेना है, काफी है. चलिए तो थैंक यू यहाँ तक रहने के लिए. अब मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में.